welcome on the channel podcast with our big game tomorrow in the Manchester derby when Manchester City hosts their eternal rivals or their noisy neighbours Manchester United, and we're going to be having a big game. Mind you, on the Premier League table, Liverpool have already taken the top spot as being the league leaders with 60 points, and the Manchester City are now chasing them with 59 points. They'll be looking back to beat Manchester United and go to 62 points to match up with Liverpool's performance, who wants to win the league under Jurgen Klopp as he prepares to exit the scene from England after this season. So it's a tough game coming on at the Etihad Stadium. But Manchester City have nowadays been getting the best of results when it comes to their meetings against Manchester United. In the last two encounters between them and the Premier League, Manchester City have won all, scoring 10 goals in those two games. So it tells you that Manchester City have most often been on top when it comes to meeting with Manchester United. And Manchester United will be looking forward to avoiding a 3 consecutive defeats at the Etihad in the Premier League era. It has never happened before. Manchester City have been scoring staggering goals with their games, and they could be equaling a record of 55 games scoring, which they will equal their match that they had between January 2012 and January 2014, when they played 55 consecutive home games and they were all scoring in those games. In the game against Manchester United tomorrow, I think it's a game that is likely to tilt or swing in the favor of Manchester City, because all their guys, majority of them are around. Kevin De Bruyne, who was injured, is now back. Erling Haaland is now getting his scoring boots. Even you remember, he scored 5 goals against Luton Town in the last game, equaling the record of George Best, which happened some 54 years ago in that 6-2 tubbing of Luton Town. So it tells you that Manchester City are now beginning to find their scoring boots, and they are matching up with Liverpool in terms of how they are pressuring them to take over the top spot by winning the English Premier League title. So Manchester United are raising against injury concerns. The likes of Luke Shaw are now around, Mason Mount, Lisandro Martinez, all of them are injured. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, all of them are now around. And unfortunately for them, Bruno Fernandes is a doubt for this game. Same also applies to Harry Maguire, who scored in the last game in that 2-1 loss against Fulham when they lost 2-1 at Old Trafford. But it promised to be a tough game. With Manchester City, the likes of Ruben Dias, the likes of Nathan Ake, the likes of this former Borussia Dortmund defender who came on board. So I'm seeing forward to how Manchester City are going to line up. Rodri is there. Doku is also giving wonderful performance alongside Phil Foden, with Erling Haaland leading the attack, with Kevin De Bruyne being at the back of the attacking third. So this is how maybe they are going to line up. Manuel Akanji and the likes will also be at the back line. In the last game of Manchester United, you saw Amrabat was being playing an unfamiliar role of being the left back, and because they are lacking Tyrell Malaysia, there is also low Luke Shaw. So that's oftentimes how coach Erik ten Hag used to put Sofiane Amrabat in that unfamiliar role. But Lindelof is going to be around together with Rafael Varane, partner at the back line, and then Diogo Dalot also be around. In midfield is going to be Kobe Mainoo, the likes of Casemiro is also back in there. So I don't know whether it's going to add Anthony with seeing the likes of Marcus Rashford. Rasmus Hojlund is also not around, but it's a tough game which is coming on. If this could have been Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, maybe Manchester United supporters could have been having high hopes, because he has shown time and again when he meets Manchester City, he finds his way to beat them. But Erik ten Hag has never been the best when it comes to being the man on the touchline of Manchester United when facing Manchester City. So for me, if I'm going to predict, I see a 3-0 scoreline in favor of Manchester City. Tough game. Maybe Manchester United can surprise me, but honestly, I see Manchester City as the team to carry the day tomorrow at Etihad Stadium when they played in the 26th fixture of the Premier League. Thank you. This is the podcast channel with our. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, and let's keep the conversation going on. Thank you. Merci beaucoup.